welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're in our series of gift ideas for Christmas and other times of the year. And I thought I would revisit a project that I did earlier on in the year, because at Christmas time, I don't know about you, but I give quite a few books. And I love to sit and read a book over the Christmas period. And I thought it would be quite fun to do this one again, which is the little tag with a bookmark inside that you can have both of them as bookmarks, or you can have one as a bookmark and the other one as a tag. And it just literally slots in there like that. So I thought we would use the absolutely lovely Perfectly Plaid suite, which you've got the Perfectly Plaid stamp set. You have a coordinating punch, which is the tree builder punch. And there are some lovely wrapped in plaid designer series paper. You can see I've been using lots of mine, but you've got one side which has got all sorts of lovely patterns and things on. And then on the other side is all beautiful gold foiled tartan. So absolutely lovely, and we're going to be using some of all of those because I really like that sort of idea. So if we get started, it's fairly simple, straightforward, easy project. So we are going to start with just one sheet of the wrapped in plaid tartan paper, and you are going to score it at 2 inches. So score it at 2 inches and score it at 4 inches. So you have a 2-inch piece, and then literally just wrap it in half. We're going to take the tag topper punch. This is the scalloped one. All the details will be below in my in the description box, and measurements and things over on my blog. So don't worry about it too much. Love our punches because they stack flat. You just open them up. And with it being 2 inches, we can just put this straight in here. And I'm going to have to stand up because my hands aren't particularly strong. So you literally just push it in as far as it will go, and then just punch at the top, and it gives you a lovely tag piece. And I use this all the time for my tags and things like that because it is absolutely perfect for that. So we now have this piece up on the top, which is absolutely perfect. And then what we are going to do is we are going to, just with some wet glue, we're going to glue one side down completely. So the this side, which is going to go like that, is going to be glued down completely. So make sure you glue round through where the tab part is so that doesn't pull out, and then just run some glue all the way down. Like that, and then we are just literally going to glue that bit in nice and straight. Now we need to take another punch, so we need to take a 1-inch punch, and we are going to eyeball that in the center, and we're just going to take a little nip out. Doesn't have to be too much, but just a little nip like that, and that will give us just a little pull piece in so that we can get into our bookmark that's going to go inside, or message, or whatever you want to do it for. Okay, so now we're going to glue the next bit down, and what you need to do is you need to run a line of glue literally just below where the tag part is, and around the top of that tag in a straight line, and then another just a little bit of bead of glue just along the bottom. You don't want too much. That's why I say the wet glue is very good, because you don't get a large area. You want a very small piece because we want this to open. And then we're just going to close it down and make sure that that is nicely glued on just at the top and the bottom. Okay, so that's the base of our tag on there. Let me just make sure that that's glued in and attached. You can use your bone folder if you want. Wet glue does take a few seconds to go off, as it were, and stick. So just give that. So we can put that to one side and we can work on the other bit. So the little bookmark that we're going to have going inside, you need a piece, and I've chosen cherry cobbler for this because I wanted it in a different colour. And this measures 4 3/4 of an inch by 1 3/4. Then I have done a matte piece to go inside, which coordinates with this paper. So I've just taken another piece, and I've taken that 1/4 of an inch smaller. So that is going to measure 4.5 by 1.5. And we're just going to literally adhere that in onto the centre. How you decorate these really is entirely down to you. I'm just giving you sort of a couple of ideas, because I think that particularly this lovely tartan paper works really well for masculine cards and masculine things. And I thought, as I say, at Christmas time, I always tend to get a few books for people, and it's the sort of thing after Christmas dinner in the afternoon you tend to sit and read a book. So I thought it would be quite fun to do something like that. Okay, now we have cut another piece in white, and I have rounded the corners. You don't have to round the corners, I've just rounded them as preference. So we're going to take another piece, which is the 4.5 by 1.5, and this is going to go onto the back where we're going to put our message. You can put whatever message you want on there. I just thought I really like, may this special season be wrapped in love and joy. So I really like that one. Or you could put, hoping that your busy year comes together in Christmas cheer. That would actually be quite good for busy men in our lives. So I think I'm going to use that one this time. So we're going to take that out, and I'm going to do that in the cherry cobbler. So let me just get myself a block. Pop that on. Grab myself some cherry cobbler. Ink that up. Just looking at it, and I thought, have I got it the right way up? But with photopolymer it's lovely because you can actually see through. So we're going to put this in on the centre with just hoping that your busy year comes together with Christmas cheer. I think Christmas afternoon, it's one of those things, isn't it? We've had lots of Christmas cheer by then. Beautiful. Okay, so that's going to go in the centrepiece. Let me just clean off my block on there. Put that one back, and then that is going to go onto the back of the little bookmark that's going to go in there. And as I say, you can put whatever you want on there. You could leave it quite plain if you wanted to. It's entirely up to you, but I think just that on the back would look quite nice. So I'm just going to take some wet glue and put that on there. And then that's the back part finished. So you can write your own message on here if you want to. If you've got something particularly appropriate or whatever for who you're giving it to, you can write that on. So let's just line that up. Don't think I rounded that corner particularly well at that top piece, but never mind. Okay, so we've got that on that side. So hoping that your busy year comes together in Christmas cheer. And then on the front part, we are going to decorate it in some way, the same as the front of this. So what I thought was the flip side. So on this first one that I did, which is this one, I chose the flip side of the paper, which is this lovely sort of ready spotted one, to sort of tone in on there. And on the inside of the little bookmark, again, I chose the paper that was the flip side of that tartan paper. So I thought, okay, let's have a look and see what the flip side of this one is. And, oops, no, wrong one. It is, there it is. Flip side of that one, which we're using today, are all these lovely little stockings. So I thought, well, I'm going to fussy cut out a few of these stockings. And I'm trying to find the piece of paper that I did that on. I cut out, just fussy cut, a couple of the little stockings. And I then took, which we're going to do on the next one. So I've literally just fussy cut them out. They're fairly simple. They're a little tiny to do. And then with the 1-inch circle punch, which we've used to take the side piece of, I just took some of the Delicata ink and literally just brushed the edges to give just a little bit of the gold on it, because I thought that that would match in quite nicely. And if you just literally just take it through on there, you can rub it round, and there we've got one on there, which gives just a little bit of a sparkle on the edge, or a glimmer on the edge. And then I have taken the Merry Christmas, and I did it with one of the stitched labels. I think it's going to be just a little bit wide, but I think it'll be all right. So I thought I'd put that on there and have the 3 little stockings coming out underneath, which might be quite fun. So we need just a dimensional on the back of here. The little minis will be perfect, because then we can just pop this one up in the air. I was going to try and do something with and have the stockings hanging with a little bit of string, but putting them against the tartan background, I thought it was probably just a little bit too busy. It needed something behind it. So I'm going to do this one on here. So we'll just take this one and pop him in the centre like that. So we've then got 3 little stockings that can come down on there, and we can have this Merry Christmas going across the top. I thought that that would look quite nice on the front of there. So let's put those down. I'm going to do them, I think I'm going to do them all with dimensionals, actually, because it's not going to be something that's going to be posted. It's going to be something that's going to go into a present that's going to be given. So this little piece will just come over the edge, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. So let's put that. I'm going to line it up with the first piece of this whoops, says me trying to get my head in. I want to line it up with the first, just inside that bit of gold. So I'm making sure that it's not going to be too far off the edge, or as centered as I can on that edge before I commit myself with putting it down. There we go. So that's going to go on there, and then each one of these, I think I'm going to have the white one in the middle, so I'll have red at the top and the other ones at the bottom. So let's just put a dimensional in the center of those. It just gives a little bit of extra height. Like that. So we're going to have that one in the middle, aren't we? Yes, I'm going to have that at the top and that at the bottom. Oh, excuse me. Had a bit of a sneeze. Now let's take that one out. I love this tartan paper. You can do so much with it because both sides are absolutely lovely. So we'll have one here like that. Whoops, oh, don't stick, don't stick, don't stick. We'll have this one in the middle, just over across to that side, like that. And we'll have this little one down at the bottom. Like that. So that's the outside finished. And then on the inside, I think we will do, again, looking at this lovely paper, we have got a very simple one with the trees. Now, let me see if I can find it. Here we are. So this is absolutely perfect because it fits the punch, so you don't have to do too much to it at all. So I thought we'd have one of those with the lovely tree punch. So let's take that out. Make sure I'm doing it in the right direction. Let's line that up. Punch that out. And then we've got that lovely little tree that can just go in the centre like that. And do I want to put anything else on there? Am I going to keep... I think I'm going to keep this one fairly plain, actually. Although I've got the red, so I want to sort of tone something in with the red, don't I? So I could put a little ho 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 or something on there. That might look quite nice, mightn't it? So we've got Merry Christmas on the front. We've got the other one on there. And we could have the little... No, actually, I'm not. I'm just going to keep it exactly as it is. And because it's going inside the book, I'm not going to add any extra dimension to this because bookmarks, you don't tend to have dimension on it. Otherwise, your book doesn't close nicely. So I'm keeping this fairly simple so it can be used sort of any time of the year. It's entirely up to you. You can make it as fancy as you want. And I'm literally on this one just going to put it, whoops, straight down in the centre without skewing it too much. Oh dear. Get that up before it goes on completely. Come on, up you come. Right, let's get that straight. My glue slid about a bit on there. So that's better. Pop that one down in the centre. So that will then literally just tuck very nicely in on there. And you've got your little pull piece that you can pull it out quite easily. And we've got our lovely message on the back of it as well, which I think is quite fun. And then it's a matter of just decorating the top. Now, we've got these absolutely lovely little jingle bells. And they go perfectly with, you've got the green, you've got the gold, and you've got the red. So you can put those up on there. Take some ribbon. I used this one that was just retired because this was my sample. But you can see you've got those lovely little jingle bells on there. So you can put those on there and have that sort of hanging from the top. Do it with a bit of twine, do it with a bit of whatever you want. I'm not going to do that bit now because I don't want the video to go on too long, but it gives you some ideas of how you can make some really nice, pretty Christmas tags with a little bookmark inside, and you can make that for whoever you want for Christmas. And as I say, this one has got more layers on it. That one's a little bit more simple. But you've got that one on that side with the trees. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you'll give it a try. Come back and see me for the next one in the series. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.